Hey everybody, Mark from Overlook Valley Homestead. This is video number 9 in our series, and we're getting close to the end of it. I think I'm going to try to do 10. We may have to add some more on later on if there's a lot of questions on things that I looked over or didn't answer. But as for now, we're going to try to do this as a 10-part series. So video number 9 is going to be about your regular veterinarian bills, your emergency veterinarian bills, and vaccinations and medicines that you're going to need to keep handy here on your farm or on your homestead, whether you have one cow or you have a herd of cow. So first we'll talk about the regular vet bills. You can take your cattle to the vet for everything that you need done if that's what you want to do. You think about gas that's going to cost you, and time loading and unloading your cattle to take them to the veterinarian, and see if that works out for you. If you have one cow, that's probably a good idea. But there are things that you can do yourself that will save you the money that it costs you to go to a vet, and the time. And you know, the more you deal with cattle, the more you learn. Your veterinarian will be more than glad to teach you what you can do and what they need to do. Lots of times, if there's something that you need to know, you can look it up on YouTube or the internet and find out a lot of great information. One really good thing about the internet is you can get a lot of good information out there. But with that being said, there is also some misleading information out there that you need to watch out for. So, you know, you want to watch as many videos on something as you can, and my rule of thumb, if I watch videos to learn something, is if I watch 5 videos and 4 of those videos are doing it the same way, and 1 video is doing it different, I lean more towards the 4 because that means 4 people opinions versus 1. That's just my opinion. Okay. So your regular vet bills, you know, your cows are going to need to visit a vet yearly if you don't do any of your treatments at home or anything. Just maybe for a checkup, or you might want to have one pregnancy checked, or you might want to, you may have a sick cow. I call these regular vets. Anytime that I can take a cow to the veterinarian myself in my own trailer, and I call that a regular vet bill. And you know, that gets into your money as far as what you make off the cows, how much you carry them to the vet. Sarah's out here. So that is what we call regular vet bills around here on our homestead. Now you have those other vet bills that are called emergency vet bills. Those are quite more expensive. If you have to call a veterinarian and have them come out to your farm, or have them meet you at the veterinarian office during their hours that they are closed, there's a substantial fee that goes along with that. It's a fee plus whatever you have done, and that gets expensive. I mean, you're talking emergency vet bill is going to cost you, I would say at a minimum $150. Might not be much money to you, but it is to me. When the same vet bill, if I had done it in and I carried the cattle there, would have probably cost me $50. So you can kind of look at it that way. So that is emergency vet bills, and sometimes you have to do that. I mean, you have no choice. You get a cow down and you don't have the right medicines here to take care of it yourself, or you don't have a neighboring farm that will let you sell you some of their medicine or whatever to get it done, or come over and give a shot for you, or whatever's got to be done. Sometimes you have to call the vet, and that's just all it is to it. That's just part of it. So there are vaccinations that you can give your cattle yourself. Okay, one there's a 7-way shot that you give most calves when they get big enough to start receiving shots. You know, around 6 months. That takes care of a lot of different things. I won't name them all off. One of them is blight leg, but foot rot, different things that you need to take care of. Every cow needs to be vaccinated for when they're young. Another thing is worming your cows. We use this, and this right here. This is 5 liters, 169 fluid ounces. This cost me $80 just for this bottle. It's expensive, but this is a cheaper brand. If you get the better brands, they cost $180. So, but this is a every year have to thing. This is a dewormer for cows, and they have to be dewormed. If not, your cows will get sick, possibly die. They won't gain weight, and gain weight's what you're after. You want them to gain weight, but you don't want them to get super fat, like where their back is bowed. And I mean, you want them to maintain a good healthy weight, like a person would. I mean, you know, you want to maintain what's healthy for the build of the cow. In saying that, when you buy that, you have to buy this that goes with it. This is an injector gun, and it has numbers on it. I don't know if you can see them, but according to the weight of your cow is how much of this you put on. You spray it right down their back, from the back of their head all the way down their back, and that will deworm your cows, and it works very good. You can do that, or you can have your veterinarian do that. If you have to carry your cow to the veterinarian, it's a good idea to get things like that done while you're there, because you already got the cow there. I mean, if you, for whatever reason you carried it for, you can ask your veterinarian, what else can I do for this cow while it's here? What other vaccinations does it need? And that will help you. You can also talk with your veterinarian about times that you need to do certain vaccinations to your cows, or deworm your cows, or whatever it is you need to do. Another thing that you want to keep around your farm, if you choose to do so. Some people don't, but if you choose to self-medicate your cows when they need it, is you're gonna need to keep medicines around. You know, different things. This is also a dewormer that I have. This is a Prevail. This is a good medicine, because I've had so many different medicines that I have to keep notes on what they're for, just to make sure I'm using them for the right things. And I talked with my vet about what I should use, and that's what I do. Another thing is you're going to need these. You're going to need some kind of injectable, and you're going to need to keep new tips at all times. You can buy these in 5 packs at your local Tractor Supply store in different sizes. You find out what size works for you, what works good with your cattle, and that's what you use. But you're going to need many of these. So because these, you can wash these and reuse them. You really got to sanitize them good. If you do, the best thing to do, I reuse the syringe, but I don't reuse the tips. I throw the tips away after I use them. You know, just to keep from transferring something from one cow to another one. Same as you will with a human. Be as clean as possible and as sanitary as possible as you can with these. Other little tools that you need. This is a bolus injector. It's a pill. A bolus is a pill. It's good for scours and calves. You put it in here, and you stick it down the throat, and you push the little button, and it shoots it down into their stomach. That way they can't spit it out. If you just put it in their mouth, they'll spit it out. You have a very hard time getting them to swallow this makes sure that it goes where it needs to be. This is something that you need to learn to use. You need your veterinarian to show you how to use this correctly, so that you know that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Because same as a human, a cow has a windpipe and a pipe that goes to their stomach, and you want to make sure you're in the one that's going to the stomach. Speaking of that, this is another product of the trade. This is a drencher. This is for feeding an animal that won't willingly take milk on its own. Basically calves, okay? Just small calves that are on milk. You get one that's sick and can't get the milk down her, or you can't get whatever you need down her into her stomach so that she can start to heal. You use this. You fill this bottle up, you insert this down the throat, and there's a way to do that. And this is something that you definitely need to be trained by your veterinarian to use, because if you put this in their airway, you're going to fill their lungs up with liquid. So if you don't know how to do this, make sure somebody shows you the proper way. It's not hard. Anybody can learn to do it, but you need to know how to do it the first time. And once you've done it a couple times, there ain't nothing to it. This works very good. I've had some calves that I've had to use this with. Sometimes, it helps if you get something in their stomach. Sometimes they'll perk up and they'll come back and they'll be fine, and then they'll start drinking out of the bottle again. But sometimes they don't. But usually, if you're down to using this right here, you're in pretty dire situations. I mean, you got a very sick calf that doesn't, maybe is starting to lose the will to live. So I hate when we have to get this out. So that's just part of it. So many more things. I ain't gonna bring them all out here, but there's so many more things that you use to take care of your cattle. And like I say, you don't have to do any of them. You can take your cow to the vet every time and let them do it. But it's so much easier on us to know how to do these things here, and be able to treat our own cows when we need to. As many as we have to do, it saves quite a bit of money on our part. So, and it's also sometimes better if you can treat the cattle quicker. So, that's my take on that. It's my opinion. If you got questions or comments, leave them below, and I'll answer them, and we'll go from there. Look forward to the next video in the series. Should be the last one for now. So thank all y'all who has took time to watch all 9 videos so far. It means a lot to me, and I hope that I'm bringing you some information that you can use and learn from. So y'all have a blessed day. God bless you.